welcome to the Knitterarium podcast. My name is Ruth. I am your host. I'm a knitwear designer in Westmeath in Ireland, where this podcast is coming to you from. Today is Saturday, the 3rd of June, and this is episode 21. Thank you for taking time out of your day to spend it with me. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. It is as always lovely to have you back. If you are a new to me viewer, welcome. I hope you enjoyed this episode and I hope you stick around. The places you can find me are on my website, Knitterarium.com. This is always a good place to find the stories, any blog posts, the stories of any of the legends I've written. You can also sign up for the newsletter, and there all of the patterns are also on my website. You can find me on Instagram. This is the place I am most active, and you'll find me on Instagram as Knitterarium. And we also have a Ravelry group called Knitterarium. If you just search under the groups tab on Ravelry, you will find us, and there is all of the knit-alongs tend to happen in there, the charter threads and the introduction threads, and lots of other threads. There's an Ask Me Anything thread as well for this podcast, so if you have a question or something you're curious about, you can pop it in there. And I will put all the links for those just down below so that they are easy for you to access. That really takes care of all the admin stuff I have for you today. So I think we will just grab our knitting, get comfy, and we will just get started with the inside world of Knitterarium. This week in the inside world of Knitterarium has been a busy one. Neve has just been released, and I was finishing off Grania. I have finished her. It's blocked. It's in editing and in testing. I don't have it on the mannequin for you today because I'm just not quite ready to show you the finished version. It blocked out wonderfully. I'm very pleased with how it blocked out. So I did finish that, and that meant then that I could press on with some other patterns. Next week, actually, I think what's going to happen is I'm going to take most of the entire week for writing up patterns and other different ideas and things I have that I want to get done. So the new pattern I can't really show you it yet. What can I tell you about it? It is part of a new collection that will be coming out in a couple of months, and I can show you two of the colours that I'm working with at the moment on it. So one of the colours I am working with at the moment is this beautiful, this is an Eden Cottage Yarns. It is Pendle 4-ply, which is 100% superwash merino, and this is the Rambling Rose colourway. And the other colour I'm working with at the moment is again Eden Cottage Yarns, Pendle 4-ply, and this is Faded Bloom. So they are two of the colours that I am working with at the moment. And as I said, I don't want to really show the pattern just yet. It's, as I said, it's part of a new collection, and I intend to release the whole entire collection together, which is going to be a little different to some of the other collections so far. So I can't really show you anything like that, but there will be sneak peeks of it nearer to the time, so there will. The other thing I've been working on are my wildflower honey socks. So for my wildflower honey socks, I am using this. Oh, it's all tangled up. I am using this gorgeous. This is the Wool Barn. It is Rose Garden. I think it's the Rose Garden. Yeah. This is the tag. It's Rose Garden, and it's 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere and 10% nylon, and it is so soft. It's beautiful, and there is beautiful flecks of green and pink throughout it, and it is just, it's gorgeous. For contrast, I am also using this beautiful, this is called, what is this called? Summer Harvest, and it is Oakworth 4-ply by Eden Cottage Yarns, and that is 100% New Zealand Polworth wool, and this is beautiful, and the two of them together, I like this, and I'm really pleased with how this pattern is working up in those two chosen colours. So as I said, it is a sock pattern. It's called Wildflower Honey. Let me see. I'm just figuring out how to show you. I don't want to show you the pattern, but I can show you this bit. Okay. Yeah. So this is what the rose garden looks like worked up. Isn't it just gorgeous? You can see the flecks of the pink and the green and the yellow throughout it, and it's just beautiful. I won't show you the back of it because it is the patterning. This is going to be a great sock pattern for showing off your speckled yarns along with a solid or a tonal yarn. So it is there is a piece of it that's perfect for the tonal, and then the rest of it is just plain, so it really shows off the speckled yarns fully. Now that is sock 1. It is ready for its heel. It's ready for its heel. And on sock 2, which I can't really show you because I'm on the pattern part, so I'll just leave it in its neat cozy. I have the cuff done, and I have started on the pattern part, so I can't show it to you because there'd be too much to show you just yet. I am knitting those on 2.25 Knit Pro Zings, so I am, and they are cuffed down. Now I am going to knit a toe-up version, and that will be included in the pattern as well, so it will. I intend then to go back onto Darcy with Love and write a toe-up version, for those of you who prefer toe-up versions. And the newer sock pattern, my dearest, loveliest Elizabeth, again I will do a toe-up version of that, and then I will include it in it, because that is ready for release this week or next week now, if I can get some photographs done. It's been quite rainy here all week, so it's been very grey and dull, not really great photography weather, so I do hope to get that photographed this week. So that is what has been happening really on the inside world of Knitterarium. I do have the two yarns. Will I show them now or in Treasure Trove? I think I'll show them in Treasure Trove. I have two new yarns for the toe-up version of Wildflower Honey that I want to show you, but I'll hold on to those, I think, and I'll show them to you in Treasure Trove. And on the mannequin today this is Fionnuala. This is the first shawl that was in the Ladies of Legend collection, and you can read Fionnuala's story on my website, knitterarium.com. The link for that is down below. This is Fionnuala. She is a cream lace beaded shawl, so she is, and when you read her story, she is inspired by the children of Lur, and they were turned into swans, and that is why she is a cream lace beaded shawl. She's a little bit fancy, so she is, but I love it, and there is a great weight from the beads in it, and you wear the shawl. I have worn this one a couple of times when I've really had to dress up, and you wear the shawl and it just sits beautifully. It doesn't move, doesn't fall off, doesn't slip off. It just sits where you put it on yourself, and it's wonderful. It's one of my favourite to wear. So that is what's on the mannequin. So I think we can move on with what's on my needles. The tea I'm drinking today is again my peppermint tea in my favourite mug. Yeah, I'm on a real peppermint tea kick at the moment. So what's on my needles? Let me see. My 2 Darcy with Love socks that I am knitting. Okay, let me see. I am keeping these in my gorgeous, beautiful little birdie Eldenwood craft bag from Emma. And Emma, I love this bag. So sock 2. Did I have sock 1 done last week? I'm trying to remember. I sat down to podcast about this today and I couldn't remember. Sock 2. I know sock 2 I was here. I had just 1 repeat of it done. That's why I think I had the other one finished. So I've completed, I think I have just 3 rows left on this, and then I'm ready to work the heel. So this is just a, if it will focus, will it focus? There we go. This is a close-up of it. The yarn I'm using for this is Sherwood Yarns BFL sock this is the Marion colourway. Not quite sure that's focusing either. There we are. Now it is. I have to really stretch my arm. I haven't the longest arm in the world. For contrast, I am going to be using this. This is Admiral Shuffle Wools, just in a natural colourway. So these are going to be the 2 together. They're going to look quite good together, I think. So that is sock 2. I am, as I said, I am as far as 1, 2, 3. Yes, I've just 3 rows left to do on this, and I have 3 rows left to do on this. My chair keeps squeaking. I must oil it. And then I'm ready to start the heel. So that is sock 2. Sock 1 I had completed last week. I just didn't move my progress marker. That's what was wrong. I didn't move my progress marker up. I did have it complete. It's ready for its heel. So really I just got the sock 2 knit, the leg of it, which is not really a whole lot, is it? Considering it's been a week. Not really. Now I knit these on my 2.25 shell glues, my DPNs. I didn't start another pair of socks on the 9-inch circulars that I want to try, because I really want to finish these socks first. As I have said, I'm just really enjoying 3 projects at the moment, so I'm just a little reluctant to cast on something else and add something else into the mix. So I didn't cast on. I restrained, and I just worked on these. Now I tend to just work on these when I am doing school pickups, or if I'm at a meeting, or I sometimes bring them if I'm visiting friends and I'm sitting talking. It's amazing how much you can get knit when you're just sitting talking with friends on them, and they seem to fly. And I don't need my notes for them, so I can just sit and knit on those. So really they're the perfect project. And as I said, I am going to work on a toe up version of these, which may end up being cast on anyway before I try the 9-inch circulars. So I am going to do a toe up version of those. Next week is going to be a week of knitting, writing up different patterns that need writing up. I normally only do them as I need them, but I have a few lined up, and I think next week is going to be just a whole week of writing up various patterns. So those are my 2 Darcy with Love socks. Next on my needles, one of my bags is really out of reach. I did not factor in my short arms when I was putting it there. In my gorgeous Alice in Wonderland bag. Yes, it's my herbarium jumper by NCL Knits. I didn't leave the pattern ready, So this is it here. This is the herbarium jumper. Is that focused? I hope so. I can't see it, so I hope it's focused. It's the herbarium jumper by NCL Knits, and it will be in the show notes. And the show notes for this and all the episodes are in the Ravelry Group. And you'll find links to the Ravelry Group down below, so you can follow on. Where am I with this? I am. Let me see. I have worked I finished the front. Where was I last week? I think I have. Oh, yeah. I have stitches everywhere. I kept losing the markers on this one. That's right, isn't it? So, okay. I was here last week. I was here, and I finished the rest of the front, and then I split for the shoulders. So I put the neck ones on. Look, a piece of string, in case you don't believe, a piece of string. I have worked the decreases. I've worked the decreases on the left front. I'm nearly sure they're complete, ready to be put on string. And then I just have to work the right front, which I'm hoping to do that later on. And after that, I just join for the shoulders, and I pick up for the sleeves. And the sleeves is just plain stockinette with decreases, so I'm not going to have to concentrate on the lace pattern or anything. So I'm really looking forward to that. Yay! So I did think I got working on it one other evening during the week, apart from just last weekend, and I was hoping I would get another bit of time on it, but that didn't happen. But today, because it's a weekend and it's a long bank holiday weekend here in Ireland, so I get an extra day to knit on these things. That's not work knitting. So the yarn I'm using for this is this beautiful, this is Tempo 4 ply from Eden Cottage Yarns in the apricot tulip colourway, and it's this beautiful, beautiful bright tulip peach apricot-y colour. It's lovely. It's really gorgeous. And this yarn really, really plumps up on when it's blocked. It's gorgeous. It becomes so very soft. So I have that, and then just I've one skein of it caked up left, ready to start. And I have string in there from, I don't know what, tiny little ball, I think. It's making a mess in my bag. So that is where my herbarium jumper is at. I'm really, I can see the end. I can see the end of this in sight, and yay, I'm super excited, because that means I get to cast on one of my other garments as well. And I would really, 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 really love to have this and one other garment by the autumn. This and two others would be amazing by autumn, but that might be a little ambitious. We'll say this one and maybe one more. But if I keep my projects at 3, I get to work on it, so there's more of a chance of me actually having garments. So there is. So that is my my herbarium jumper. Okay, excuse me now, because I do have to reach for the other bag. In my gorgeous Emerald Fibres bag by Kira is the gorgeous, look at my beautiful hedgehog. Oh, it's lovely. Oh, I love hedgehogs. I do. So in this is my 18 shawl. I think I have a picture, but I think it might be black and white. It is. It's black and white, but anyway, I can give you a close-up. So this is the 18 shawl. You will see it on my website and on Ravelry. It is the 18 shawl. So I am knitting the 18 shawl. I have patterns all around me. I need to put this pattern back in. I am knitting my 18 shawl as part of the Knitterarium Year of You shawl knit along. We are in the 3rd theme. All the themes are you themes. They're all about you. It's all about celebrating the year of you. and we're in the third theme, and it is Just Be You. And it started on May the 1st and it runs until June the 30th. It runs until June the 30th. You will find all of the details. There is a chatter thread and all of the other details in the Ravelry group. Links to that are down below. And what else am I to say about it? There is a finished object thread open for this theme, and you will see that the prizes are in it. There is a Kira who has kindly donated a bag. It is a beautiful Make-A-Wish bag, and there is a picture of that in the finished object thread. And Karina from Strand Designs has also donated a beautiful skein of yarn. Excuse me, it is April Showers, and it's a beautiful skein of yarn, and they are the two prizes for this theme's finished shawls. So those are a little bit of details, and if you want to know anything else, just message me and I will try to answer your questions on it. But as I said, all the details are in the Ravelry thread. And the next theme, just in case you're a bit worried that it might be too soon to start one, the next theme begins in July. It's for July and August. So last week I was here. I'll hold this in a little closer. So I was here last week, and I think I got just one repeat done on this last week. I did try to get more done, but I got distracted. What did I get distracted by? I got distracted by something. Oh, I got distracted by some stitching. That's what it was. But I'll talk about that in Chit Chat. I got distracted, and so I only managed to get one repeat done. So I have 4 repeats. All I have is 4 repeats of this left to work, and then I can bind it off and block it. It's gone really, really quickly, so it has. It's even amazed me how quickly this one has actually flown up and off the needles. So that's how far I am. The yarn I am using is this beautiful, it's chocolate orange, and it is by Karina of Strand Designs. And it is one of her larger skeins. This is it in its cake. It's beautiful, isn't it gorgeous? There is 600 meters on this, and it's 100% superwash merino. And that is the skein of yarn. So that's how far I am with that. Looking forward to this shawl. This is going to be a gorgeous shawl. It's going to be beautiful in the summer, and it's going to be really gorgeous in the autumn. So it is. I am knitting this on 4mm high sharps. I don't think I said what needle I was knitting my herbarium on. I'm knitting it on 3.5mm. That I do know because I had to go up 2 sizes to get gauge with my yarn. So that is my 18 shawl. And that really is the last thing that's on my needles. I'm still on my 3 projects. I'm still enjoying them because I'm still getting to work. I'm still getting to work on everything, and I'm still getting to make progress on everything. I can hear lots of the children coming in and out of the house. They probably have their friends over. So they do. Their friends have moved just across the road from us. So they're always over here, or mine are always over there, one or the other. I can hear them coming in and out. So I think with that's all that I have on my needles. We will move on to Treasure Trove. So Treasure Trove, I have the 2 skeins of yarn I wanted to show you. These are new. I bought these for specifically working a taupe version of the Wildflower Honey. There's this gorgeous skein from the Wool Barn. This is called Sugar Rush. It's called Sugar Rush. It's this beautiful, very pale pink, and it's got stronger pinks throughout it, with little dashes of and flecks of, I think it's like a browny green. It is 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere and 10% nylon, and it is, again, it's another beautiful speckled yarn. I specifically wanted a speckled yarn with a tonal or a semi-solid, and what I got to go to was this, again from the Wool Barn. It is called, this is Jelly, and it is, this one is 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon, and this is it here. So two of them together are going to look like this. So this is what I'm going to, I just loved the colour of those. So they are going to be for working a toe up version of Wildflower Honey. The other thing I got, remember last week I was telling you about the hedgehog bag when it arrived. I ordered it from Busy Pottering, and this is her card, and she's on Etsy. So that is her card if you want to find her. And this is the hedgehog bag. Oh my gosh, how cute are those hedgehogs? Do you see how cute they are? Aren't they gorgeous? They're just, look at their little faces. Aren't they lovely? Look. Oh my gosh. They're just gorgeous. I love this bag. I love the hedgehogs on it. They're beautiful. And this is a really, really padded bag. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. And it's really quite deep, so it is. It definitely fit, I think, a two skein project in this bag. And the inside is this beautiful, beautiful spotty fabric. Isn't it beautiful? Look. And it's just so subtle and blends and complements the outside so well. It is just, it's really gorgeous. And it's got a handy little clip on the inside for just hooking on to our Anthony want, really. So yeah, I'm really, I love it. I'm just really, really pleased with this bag. I'm so pleased with this bag that I actually think I'm going to go back and I'm going to order one of these bags for use for a prize, possibly for the knit along, for the Year of You knit along, because they're just, oh my gosh, they're lovely. They're absolutely gorgeous. And it also came with these 3 lovely little stitch markers. But look at this one here. This one here, look, it's a hedgehog. Look, it's a hedgehog. Isn't it so? It's gorgeous. Yeah, it's lovely. So there you go. That is all that came in for Treasure Trove. I hadn't ordered anything else. It was extremely good. So that's all that I have for you in Treasure Trove. We will move on into Chitty Chit Chat. So as I was saying, I got distracted by stitching, and I showed you the, I don't think I brought the envelope or the details, but anyway, I have the project out itself. I brought along, I need to just move my tea. I don't fancy it. So I brought along the project. I put it onto my frame because I had been working on it last week. So all this bit of here is new. And I had figured out that it was 40 count linen, which means it's tiny. Oh my gosh, the job I had trying to see this. So I got this bit done, and I was beginning to struggle to see the threads, because the stitches, you probably won't be able to pick it up. The stitches are tiny. They're just tiny on it. As I said last week, this is 5.5 inches square, and I'm taking it down that it's going to be 4 inches square each one. So it's going to be really small and tiny. So I had to root around and find my magnifying glass. I have a snap thread, and I have a stand that this sits onto, so that both my hands are free for stitching. And I have a magnifying glass that sits onto that for really, really small, tiny work like this. So I had to go and I had to find that and I had to root it out because I was struggling to see this. So I was hoping actually to have that house finished. I suppose if I had actually gone and found my magnifying glass sooner, I would have had, because it was definitely easier. I did only stitch on it during the day because it was quite small. So that's the progress I made. That's what I did. That's what I got distracted by. And that's why I didn't have as much progress on my shawl as other weeks. Yeah, I'm liking how that's coming along. It was really lovely. It was really lovely switching it up into some stitching. I haven't done any for quite a while, so it was lovely. Now I'm moving my notes now because I did bring along some finished pieces for you because I know there was a couple who had asked, and these pieces had come down. So I have this. I have several pieces that are Jane Austen and Pride and Prejudice themed, and they are all to go on a specific wall all together. It's like my Jane Austen Pride and Prejudice wall. So it is. This is one of the pieces I had completed. It is, of course, Darcy's most famous line. I was trying to remember whether this was something I had gotten from the Sampler Girl, which I can't remember. Is it something I got from the Sampler Girl, or is it something that I took the line and I stitched it up to look like one of her other pieces so that it would blend in on the wall. That's what I'm not sure. But for most of my Jane Austen and Pride and Prejudice things, I have gotten them from the Sampler Girl. So that I got that. So this is one of the other pieces I got. It says Mrs. Darcy of Derbyshire, and then it has this written piece here. I don't know if that's coming out clear. It says, I cannot fix on the hour or the spot or the look or the words which laid the foundation. I was in the middle before I knew I had begun. That's what it says. This, I assume, is Darcy galloping on his horse. So that is one of my other pieces that I have. I finished it and I framed it. I framed it up. So I took those up to show you. They were down off the wall, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to show them to you. As I said, and I can't remember about that piece, whether it is a piece by the Sampler Girl or whether I just took the line and I used similar writing to make it blend with the other pieces on the wall. That's what I can't remember. I'm not quite sure. And I do think I have somewhere else. It hasn't just gone up on the wall. I think I have another piece. So that's why I'm not sure. That one may be from the Sampler Girl, and then the other one that is knocking around, that might be the one that I worked up myself. I'm not sure. But you can check out the Sampler Girl for a lot of those Jane Austen pieces. There are several of them, lots of beautiful, lovely ones. And one of my little girls are at the window. And I don't know whether they're knocking on the window or they're not. So that's what I brought up to show you. Do I have anything else on for Chitty Chit Chat? I don't think so. As I said, this is a bank holiday weekend. I'm hoping that it's going to be fine and sunny because I do want to get some photographs taken of my dearest loveliest Elizabeth socks. We seem to be going back to a Pride and Prejudice theme. But I am hoping to get photographs of those done because the socks are ready for release. next week everything else is done. It just, I need to photograph them. But it's quite showery and rainy today. It has stopped at the moment and it's quite bright. So I thought I'd take the chance and try and get this podcast in. Let me see, what else have we been doing? I haven't really been doing a whole lot. As I said last week, the smaller children are still at school. They were having school tours this week, which was, it's always exciting having a day off school and going somewhere exciting. Yeah, I don't think we've really done anything else. The bigger children are off, they're finished. So yeah, that's really it. I think that brings us to the end of, I have no podcast question to you this episode, but if you have something you want to ask me, maybe you can pop it down below or in the Ask Me Anything thread in the Ravelry Group. Something you want to know, or maybe you're just curious about something, that's fine too. Pop it in there and I will give it a go answering on the podcast next week. So if you enjoyed this episode, please do hit the like button and make sure to subscribe, because that is the only way to stay up to date with any new uploads to the channel. And I wish you all a happy, relaxing, knit-filled week, and I'll talk to you all again next week. Happy knitting. Bye.